What do you think leads to depression? Part of it is the fact that they don't feel worthy, they don't feel valuable, they don't feel enough, they just don't feel like they are worth anything. And that's the problem. You have to constantly remind yourself that you're worthy of it all. You're worthy of it all. You're worthy of it all. You're actually really worth it. Like, people, some people don't feel worthy unless they have something attached to them to boost their ego or make them feel like, okay, yes, they are worthy of something. Some people attach their self worth to money, to their job, to their cars, to their properties, to their jewelry, just things that have physical value. They attach their worth to these things, and that is why they acquire more of it. They try to get it, and as soon as they get it, they like show it off. They put it in your faces so you can see that yes, they have these things, and then you can then try to equate their value to the amount of possessions or what they have acquired in life. These things are not bad, don't get me wrong. It is beautiful, it is amazing. Having these things is really great, right? But what I'm saying is, you don't have to use those things to make yourself feel valuable. You don't have to get your value and your worth from these things. What these things are meant to do ordinarily, aside like helping you live a good and a comfortable and the best life possible based on your capacity, these things are meant to amplify your value. You're meant to express yourself this through these things, not anchor your identity and your self-worth on it. Your value is in it. It's in it, like it's inside of you. Self-worth is something that comes out of you, like something that is birthed out of you. Just by reason of the fact that you are alive and you are here, you are already worthy, you're already valuable. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to show it. Like, you are valuable. You are worthy. You are alive. Sometimes unworthiness tends to stem from the fact that, when you were little, you know how you get rewards for the things that you do, although those are like training, yeah, like training your children, but like that's not meant to be how you approach life as an adult. You're meant to sit in the fact that you are valuable with or without the things that you have, with or without the things that you acquire. Like, those things are not who you are. If those things are stripped away from you, then what are you? So if those things are taken away from you, that means you wouldn't feel valuable. Are you clinging to them for like worth or something? Well, it's very obvious that in this day and age, a lot of people are in this category, because if you look at the way people splurge on cars, on properties, on jewelries, like on just a lot of things, you can just tell when someone is doing it out of, you know, the fact that maybe they want to be seen as though they can afford those things. Like, they want you to see that they are worth those things, you know. And then people that already have self worth in them, people that know that they are worthy with or without these things, when they have the means to acquire these things, right? They don't just do it in any type of way. They invest in the things that have value. They go for the things that makes sense. Their wealth and all that they have will be directed with purpose, because they know value. They know worth. They know what to do with the money that they have, with the connections that they have, and with everything that they have. They know where to put it into. And once those people are like doing things, you can literally see these are the kind of people that make impact in this world. And we need more people like this. Because once you know that you are worthy, you are valuable, you don't need all these things to like to at the word I'm looking for. I don't even know the word to use, but like when you realize that with or without these things you are worthy, right? You then tend to redirect your heart. Your purpose becomes clear. Your purpose here on earth becomes clear. Because once you are still struggling with your worth, your self worth, you are your mind is always going to go to proving yourself, always going to go to, you know, trying to make yourself feel worthy, and you want people to perceive you as that. So the decisions you make, the things you do, the things you invest in, like all those things will be clouded by that judgment, because you are looking for your worth in those things. You are trying to anchor your worth to those things, trying to attach your self-worth to those things. So without even knowing, you will keep doing things that would that 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 would make you feel worthy. There are some things you don't need. Once you know that with or without these things you are valuable, there are some things you will necessarily not do. And you would the thing is that self-worth comes with a lot. There are a lot of things that comes into knowing that you are worthy. If you have not always been like that, that means like, maybe your parents trained you up in that path, or you like did the work, doing the process of doing the work to arrive at self-worth. There are a lot of things you're going to learn along the way: self-respect, self-control, self-care, self-love. You will go through all these before you arrive at self-worth. Self-worth is like almost the the last path of your self-development journey, because you can't arrive at self-worth without doing the work from all I have listed. So the fact that you have gone through all this process and you have now arrived at self-worth, a lot of things will not make sense to you anymore. A lot of things that you have been doing out of, you know, response, things you've been reacting to, things you've just been doing without knowing why you've been doing them, you now have a conscious belief and a knowing of what to do, of what is worth your time, what is worth your energy, what is worth your money. You know exactly what you want to do. You will have purpose because you have arrived at your self-worth. You know exactly what to do. You know why you are here on earth. You know your worth. Not just but because you know the work you had to do to get there. That's why when people get to know their worth, they change. You feel like they change, but no, because they now know that they are worth. They don't have to beg for anything. They don't have to prove anything. They don't have to do anything they don't necessarily want to do. They will have boundaries. They will have self-control. They just become a different kind of person because now they are brand new. They are anchored in their identity. They know who they are. So once they start to operate and show up in the world and do things with this knowing, after having done all this work, it shows up differently. It's beautiful to see the things that they do, the things that they say. You can see where it's coming from. You can almost feel it. It has direction. It has purpose. It has impact. You know, it's right. They are not like the rest of them. They know exactly what they're doing and they know what is what is. They know, like, I'm trying to paint a picture. So, someone who have done this work and is at this point, and then you who still feels like your worth is outside of you, There's a very big gap. There's a very big difference in the way you act, the way you think, the way you spend, the way you operate, the way you move. There is a very big, there will be a visible big difference. Like, you can always see it. And the thing is, people that can, this world is actually into two. Like, this world is just so, people who have done the work can see the difference. People who haven't will not be able to see the difference. That means there are people that are this way and the people that are that way. The problem, the question is, where do you want to be? At what end of the spectrum do you want to find yourself? Do you want to keep living a life where you have to constantly prove yourself, constantly have to outdo yourself, constantly just attaching your worth to things that are fleeting, because indeed it is fleeting. If these things are taken away from you, you can end up depressed or end up, you can just, your emotions will take the better part of you. But once you are at this other part, you are balanced. You know how to walk through your emotions. You know how to bring yourself back. You know how to gather yourself. You know exactly what to do and when to do it. You won't fall for things that you can't just fall for anything. You know that you don't even have to ask for these things. Wherever you are, if what you require is not being given to you, if it is not being, provided, you will leave there because you know that you can actually leave. Being there doesn't add or take anything to you. In fact, you won't feel like you are the one who brings value to everywhere and everything that you involve yourself in. Because it's true. You start to respect yourself more. You start to do things differently. And just by that, just because you are evolved, it's called evolving actually, because I mean, you evolved from a very, very, very low estate and you are now here. You've evolved in life. You are going to be like part of the 1%. And automatically, once you are operating at that frequency, there are a lot of things that don't resonate with you anymore. You can't be poor, you can't be broke, you can't be sad, you can't be troubled. Like, there are things that wouldn't affect you anymore because those things those things cannot, those are not in your frequency. Like, you are at a higher frequency. So you resonate with higher dimensions of expressions and emotional, states. You won't be struggling with things. You won't be, you are already set. You already know yourself. Honestly, there are ways you can get there. There are different ways you can get there. Like I've been trying to say, this first way, if you can get the fact that you are worthy with or without any external thing, you've already taken the first step. Another thing you have to do is affirmations play a very great role in this, because I mean, you have to constantly speak to yourself, counter attack the beliefs and limiting beliefs that be holding you back. You have to keep talking to yourself, affirming, constantly affirming till you actually believe what you're telling yourself. And once that has stuck, boundaries is not negotiable, because I mean, it's not everything everywhere. You can't get to that point without having boundaries. Like, there are things you have to cut off, there are things you have to stop, there are things like you just have to create boundaries based on the kind of life that you live. That will help you greatly. The best and the surest way to get to that point is Jesus Christ. Anchor your belief in Him. Discover who you are in Christ. Know your worth. I mean, if someone can die for you, what else do you want? Like, what do you want? If someone can give up their life for your sake, not only did they die, they gave you power in their blood. Not only that, they gave you the keys to hell, the grave, and darkness, and every other thing. Like, what else? What else do you want? I mean, that is already a confidence boost. I don't know what else, like, what else in this life can do that for you.